Hello, and welcome to this training course proudly conducted by Techknowledge. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. We are excited to embark on this learning journey with you. At Techknowledge, we are dedicated to empowering professionals by providing them with cutting-edge knowledge and skills. Our comprehensive focus on artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and business applications ensures that you are well equipped to not just survive, but truly thrive in today's dynamic and rapidly evolving business world. Get ready for a delightful journey filled with fun and excitement. Your thrilling adventure awaits. But before we dive into the sessions, let me guide you through some important housekeeping rules. Your trainer will provide the detailed break schedule, including coffee and prayer breaks. Please use English names on your accounts for better interactions by our trainer. It is recommended to avoid using numerals or distinct symbols. And please ensure that your mics are muted to maintain an uninterrupted session. Adhering to the break schedule ensures seamless operations and provides everyone with a well-organized experience, keeping sessions on schedule. Let me walk you through the certification requirements process to ensure you successfully receive your certificate. If applicable, you must complete all the following steps. 1. Complete the pre- and post-assessments. These are vital to evaluate your learning progress and are required for certification. 2. Redeem the achievement code. Scan the QR code provided during the session to claim your digital badge and certificate. 3. Complete the training survey. Your feedback is essential to help us improve future sessions. Please make sure to follow all the steps carefully. If you have any questions or need assistance, don't hesitate to ask your trainer. Once again, welcome to this training program by Techknowledge. Have a productive and enjoyable session ahead. We can't wait to see the impact you will create. Thank you for joining us.
Everyone. All right, welcome everyone, and good afternoon. Based on my time zone, I wish you all in good health and ready for this session. I see some familiar names who joined our previous sessions and some new ones. Welcome everyone. My name is Ayman Khalifa, and I'll be your trainer today. Before we begin, a little bit about me. I've been around technology since 2008. I work in several technologies from cybersecurity, AI, software engineering, and cloud computing, and so on. I like my sessions to be interactive, so please, if you have any question at any point of time, ask right away. If I don't know the answer, well, it's a chance for me to learn something new. So be generous with your questions, and let's engage and interact and maximize the learning out of these 2 hours that we will spend together. Welcome again, and to boost the interactivity and to make sure that you engage, we're gonna play a quick trivia. Let's know, what do you know about Microsoft 365 Copilot before we see our agenda for today and we delve into the details of our content. So get your phones ready because we're about to Kahoot this part of the session. There will be a QR code on the screen. Please scan the QR code. This will allow you to join the session immediately. Add your name and add names that I can call and interact with. Sometimes some participants add names like AAA. You see those battery names, I won't be able to interact with. So please use some English names. All right, 4 of us are on the session already. You see, Kahoot has to be the active interface while you're waiting for us to begin the trivia. The minute you switch to another application on your phone, Kahoot will kick you out of the session automatically. Yeah. And if you're using your phone and you cannot scan this QR code, I will add the joining link on the chat window. So if you're using your iPad, tablet, phone, and you're joining us from this device, you can click on the link that I shared on the chat window, and you will be able to join the Kahoot. Okay, I'm gonna allow everyone 2 minutes to make sure they join, and you all join, and then we will begin immediately. During this time, please keep Kahoot the active interface, or you will be disconnected from the session. One more thing here. There will be questions on my screen, your version of the Kahoot on your phone. And there will be a couple of answers for those who doesn't know how to play Kahoot. You need to pick the correct answer in shorter time. Like the faster you get the correct answer, the more points you get. Yeah. If you're facing any difficulty accessing the Kahoot, please let me know. Again, to remind everyone, there is a link on the chat window where you can easily click on it and join the Kahoot. If you like to play from your phone, which the experience is better, scan the QR code and join the Kahoot. Keep the Kahoot, the active interface on your phone, otherwise you'll be disconnected from the game. If that happened for any reason, refresh or go to the browser and type kahoot.it. There will be, once I start, there will be a code on the bottom of the screen with a pin code for you to join. Let's begin. Brilliant. Let's move on. Yep, all of them. Nice. Yes. Chile is on fire. Khalid, your mic was muted, was opened. I muted you from my end as well as Ziada. While I'm creating this Kahoot, I must have chosen this by mistake. But Copilot can actually access the internet to browse websites like Bing Chat. Yeah, so it can. Right. While doing it in a hurry, I've chosen false by mistake. So the right answer is true. Move the slider on your phone and slide it to the right year or the correct year. Yep, that was 23. Five of you got it right. Let's see who. Well done. Type the answer. A prompt. That's how we do everything. As simple as that. Don't overthink it. Just a prompt. This is a puzzle where you will sort it from top to bottom. Reorder from top to bottom. So we all have to answer, otherwise we'll have to wait for the timer until it finishes or completes. It ends. Yep. Well done. Double points. All right, I just want to answer this question in the chat. I shared the link, however, we got only 2 questions left for this Kahoot. Double points. Mm-hmm. Last question, double points. Yeah. Well, to those 7 people who've chosen the green option, actually, this is the Minesweeper. It's a game. Yeah, you just got fooled. So, yep, it's Microsoft Word. Yeah, but not the only place. Teams could be a place to brainstorm. Microsoft Loop could be another app to brainstorm. And the winners are third place. We got second, D, and first, Ahmed. Thank you all. We have fourth and fifth. All right, thank you for participating. Now let the fun begin.
Hello.
So, in our agenda today, we will talk about an introduction to Copilot, and then we'll see the different family members of Microsoft 365. And we will delve immediately into Copilot in action and see live demos for Copilot in different Microsoft 365 applications. So without further ado, let's begin. As usual, we say it's another language model, all right? Which means it's as similar as your ChatGPT experience. However, this one here is actually built on top of ChatGPT, on OpenAI, let's say, capabilities. But it's not the same OpenAI model, you know. Microsoft created a separate copy of the ChatGPT you use, not the public one you're using. This one is only for Copilot, all right? Beside, another thing to pay attention to is that when you share information with ChatGPT, it actually learns from your data and it retains your data. ChatGPT, okay, the public one, because it needs to train the model. So anyone ask any question about your data, ChatGPT will expose your data. All right. However, Copilot doesn't do that. Yeah. Copilot doesn't learn from your data. Copilot processes your data on your organization and it doesn't take it anywhere or learn from it or retain it. Yeah. Copilot can be grounded to the web, which means getting data from the web or corporate data. It's part of your day-to-day application, so you don't need to go to another tool and generate something, copy it, bring it to Microsoft 365. No need. Copilot access all of your Microsoft 365 applications through Microsoft Graph. I'm talking the files you have access to, your emails, SharePoint, OneDrive, all of Microsoft 365 applications. Now, these are some of the family members of Microsoft 365, formerly known as Office. Microsoft Office, we're talking about Teams, Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, Microsoft Loop, OneNote, yeah, Clipboard, Microsoft Stream. So there are other family members to this group. You see, Copilot is for everyone because everyone is using those tools. Yeah. Whether you're on a strategic level or an operational level, tactical level, you will find a use case for Copilot. It's just you need to know how to draft or how to write an effective prompt. Yeah. And we have another webinar for prompt engineering. Actually, that was yesterday, but there is another one coming. So stay tuned for the prompt engineering webinar. Now, let's see it in action. Let's see how to use Copilot in Teams, Outlook, PowerPoint, Excel, and Word. And if we have time, we will explore other applications as well. Do you have any question so far? Yeah. All right. We agreed for those for the late joiners. We agreed that the session must be interactive. So ask all of your questions, whether through the mic or the chat. Talha, tell me, your hand is up, and you're muted. It uses generative AI capabilities in order to fetch your data, make sense of your data, understand your data, and then respond to your question. So what it does is it builds what we call a semantic, a vector-based database. Yeah. So this vector-based database, it's a database of your data. Yeah. So it knows the correlation between your data. It knows the semantic meanings between your data, in what SharePoint group, part of what project, and it doesn't take it to train the model. The model use this database which exists at your organization when you issue a prompt. Then it will go to the database and get your document live. That's why it takes some time to fetch the data. So the database has only the locations and the summary of everything, so it knows where to go quickly and navigate, but it's not trained on your data. So for instance, if I want, let me begin my demo, and then I will reach a part where I will explain this to you, Talha. I hope I answered the question. All right. To begin with, Copilot, we said, has access to my organization data, yeah, and I can ground it to the web. The term grounding means restricting Copilot to get data from a certain source. So if you have corporate related information that you want to fetch, then work. But if you want a general inquiry and something not work related, you can go to the web interface. So this, in both scenarios, you will get enterprise level protection for your data. All right. At the middle of the screen, you will see some prompts pre-configured by Copilot to tell you more about its capabilities in Teams. But if I would take a step back, how did I access this interface in the first place? Well, I clicked on Chat on Microsoft Teams, and then I clicked on Copilot. Yeah, it's not colored, you might miss it. So it's there in chat at the top. Click on it and you will arrive at this interface. As for the second side of the screen, we have this pane in here where it has some Copilot agents. Yeah, and that's a talk for another day. And we have the chat history as well in here. Yeah, so the recent chat configurations and chat conversations, and you click on see more if you want to see more. And this interface can be hidden from this button. Now, it's just another generative AI and a language model, which means it needs an effective prompt. But for the sake of the demonstrations for today, I'm going to write short prompts just to get the idea to you. All right. So the first prompt we will try is the first prompt suggested by Copilot to prep for a meeting. Yeah. So help me prepare for a meeting and let me tell you how it referenced this meeting. You see, if I delete this part, I can reference a meeting by clicking on the plus sign in here and then add content. And once I click on add content, it pops this interface. It knows that I'm preparing for a meeting. It understood from my prompt. That's why it highlighted the meeting tab. But that's being said, I can reference an email, I can reference a file, I can reference certain people, and so on. So let me go to the default prompt again and click on this one. And I'm asking Copilot to help me prepare for a meeting on the 3rd of June, as is mentioned in here. Yeah, sometimes if the meeting is past or you're already in the meeting, it might throw an error. Yeah, but it seems fine now. There we go. So you scheduled to attend this webinar titled so and so at this time, organized by DCE. There we go. Webinar objectives, and then access to the webinar. So if I was more specific on my prompt, what do I want to prepare for? Like, do I need the agenda or something? Then it would have populated that. But on top of this, it actually suggests some prompts for me to use. So it goes like, provide a cheat sheet on Copilot features in each application. There we go. Let me send this one and get me a cheat sheet to help me delivering this webinar. Yeah, so Copilot always suggests prompts to follow up related to the context of the initial prompt. So here is my cheat sheet about Outlook, what needs to be done, Excel, what needs to be done, and so on. So let's leverage this information actually. You see, all the capabilities of Copilot around the different applications revolves around summarizing, drafting content, yeah, editing content, yeah, and so on. So this what you can do in Copilot Outlook, this what you can do in Excel, yeah, and this what we will do actually in this demonstration. So Copilot Teams is called Copilot Chat. So whenever you find this online, Copilot Chat, they refer to this interface. Because there is another Copilot. You see, if I click in one of my chat conversations, which is the chat for this webinar we're in right now, yeah, at the top right corner of the screen, there is a Copilot icon as well. Caroline, yes, you will receive the recording for this session at the end of the month because the team will see all the webinars you attended and then they will shoot one email to you with all the recordings of the webinars you've joined. So, top right corner of the screen, in a specific conversation, this could be a person conversation or a team conversation, any chat conversation. You access this Copilot. This Copilot has access only to this conversation in here. All right. Where I can go like, you know what I want is a summarize, um, summarize this meeting, recap this meeting. What was the action items discussed? Did anyone mention my name? Yeah. But the thing is, the meeting should have some content. People spoken for quite good time for it to generate. So recap the meeting. Maybe this one will work because I've been speaking. So let's see. It's generating. Yeah. So this is where you might join the meeting a bit late and then ask for what you missed in the meeting, or a recap, or the action items. What did people agree on? Or after the meeting, summarize the meeting and get the action items, and so on. So we will visit this in a while once we have some good data, some good amount of generated text. But let me tell you how to enable this in the first place. Like I'll carry on the demo and with a different conversation. Let me try another webinar that we had, future of work. Okay, and I will access Copilot, and then I will ask Copilot to summarize this meeting and list the questions in a table, yeah, with the answers as well. All right. And of course, even if you have typos, these are Gen AI models that actually work, even if you have some typos, if you're typing quick and so on. So, as I was saying, whether it was a meeting conversation or a conversation with a person, Copilot will be able to generate content based on your prompt. So I asked for a meeting summary and questions in a table. Here is the summary, yeah, key points discussed, and then the questions and the answers. And the good thing is, it even add a reference here. So this part from the original script of the meeting was generated from this section when I mentioned Copilot train on my style of writing and improve over time to enhance and so on. Yeah, from what part of the conversation and timing and all that. So this was this Copilot that has access to this conversation only. There's a question here from Talha. Copilot in chat can only go through the chat or a complete meeting that we're having. The complete meeting, I'm going to tell you now how to enable this feature. For Copilot to understand the feature, and by the way, it generated this content and is asking us if we want to open it in Excel. So let's do that while I'm explaining to you how to enable Copilot in meetings. All right. So to enable Copilot in meetings, let me go to our meeting here. You see on when you click on more, there will be record and transcribe, where people most of the time confuse the requirement for Copilot. People think that Copilot needs the meeting to be recorded. No, Copilot needs the meeting to be transcribed. It doesn't matter if you enable recording or what, you must enable transcription for Copilot to work. It's a language model. Or you can enable both of them and then you get a very good summary at the end. Once you enable transcription, Copilot will ask you for the language spoken during the meeting. So you have to choose a language and stick to it. If you mix language during the meeting, if you use multiple language, this will confuse Copilot, because now we have English decided as the language. At any point, if you want to switch the language of your meeting, you have to click here and tell Copilot, I'm switching to another language, and choose the language. All right, and that's how it knows who said what exactly, and that's how it will help in generating summary and generating recaps and so on. And when we clicked on open in Excel, this is what we got, the table that it generated, the questions and the answers and so on. So quite useful. So one more thing, let's say I want to send a message to the team here and saying, you know what, welcome to this webinar. I hope you all have a good time and learn while having fun. But I want it has a lot of typos and I want it to look more professional. Yeah. So what I will do, I will click on this icon here that looks like a pen. Once I click on this icon, Copilot will automatically rewrite my content. And I can click on adjust in order to adjust the tone. So I'll click on adjust and then choose one of the tones that you see here. Maybe I want it casual, I want it professional, confident, and so on. I want it more long or shorter. Yeah, I want to customize the content. So I can choose any of these. I'm gonna click on professional and there we go. I got my prompt. I got my message rewritten for me. Welcome to this webinar. I hope you all have an enjoyable and informative experience. Now we'll click on replace and send it. All right. That's another use of Copilot for writing messages. All right. Now we've covered how to use Copilot in the Copilot chat experience, and we've covered the Copilot during conversations. But what I want to show you to answer Talha as well is that Copilot chat can access all of your Microsoft 365 documents and everything. So I'm going to ask Copilot to summarize all my emails, conversation chat, and tasks. Yeah. And this will prove to you that it has access to your Outlook, to your planner, because the tasks will come from planner, because I have some dummy tasks created over there, and so on. So it goes like, okay, here is a comprehensive list of based on 22 plus emails and 20 plus conversations, and I got the result. Emails highlight, I got some emails in here, chat conversations, tasks, okay? And if there is one prompt that you actually like, what you can do is hover on the prompt and click on this icon because this icon will save the prompt. And then you can use the prompt again and again and again without rewriting the prompt every time. Especially if you have a well-crafted prompt like the one that I will show you now. Once you save the prompt, it goes to the prompt gallery, and the prompt gallery is accessible from this button here. Once I click on this button, it shows all the prompts suggested by Microsoft and my prompts that I saved as well. So if I click on day planning, which is my favorite prompt that I use every day, you see this is a huge prompt. So I don't want to type all of this every time. This is a prompt that I run every time in the morning when I open up my machine to get me the daily organizer table. So what are the unread emails, all right? What are the urgent tasks, today's task? And then it suggests for me a time to work on each and every one of those tasks. So if you have such a prompt, you can save it. In fact, when you save a prompt, you can even share it with the team. So if you have a prompt that you really like, you can click on share and then share to team and then choose the team that you want to share it with. And then they will all have the same prompt under the tab team prompts. But these are Microsoft prepared prompts that will allow you to explore Copilot capabilities based on certain tasks. You can filter it by task. You can filter it by job type as well. That was the prompt gallery. And that was Copilot in short, in Teams. Do you have any question before I move to another application? Yeah, no questions?
No AI, man.
All right. So let me move now to Copilot in Word in Outlook. Yeah. So rule number one: if you don't see Copilot at the top right corner of the screen, it means you're using the classic Copilot, the old Copilot. You need to click on this button in here in order to switch to the new Outlook, where then and only then you will get all the new capabilities and new features of Copilot. And by the way, if you don't like the new Copilot, you can actually pin both of them. Once you switch once, you can pin both of them, the classic one and the new one, in your taskbar, and then you can use anyone that you want. And that's what I do. Yeah. So once you switch to the new experience, you will get Microsoft Copilot, where it will tell you now, what do you want? Do you want to chat or you want to draft content? Yeah. So if I click on chat, I will get capabilities like what? Like scheduling, yeah, finding the right time to meet some people. So for instance, as I told you earlier, when you try Copilot in any application, try the default prompts in here first before you write your own prompts, and that's what will show you more capabilities. And once you're done with the default prompts, visit the prompt gallery as well, view prompts, because here you will get prompts for Copilot in Outlook. If you want to schedule, these are some prompts. If you want to catch up, ask questions, take actions. So these are sample prompts that will show you Copilot capabilities in Outlook. So let me click on schedule and find me a time to meet with, let's say, my colleague Iman. She's with us on the call. That's under people. Let me write that again. By the way, anytime you want the referencing panel, you type /, right? So people, I want Iman. I'm going to start typing. Okay, Iman is not on this tenant. I'm in a different tenant. Okay, let me meet with Hadil. Why not? Send that. All right, open from event. And there you go. I got it. It's scheduled for me, and and additional suggestions here. Maybe I want to switch it to this time, and then I can carry on from there. So that's one use of Copilot. All right. Another thing is maybe I want to summarize recent emails where I was mentioned. Yeah. So it will go through my emails and then it will summarize anything that I've mentioned in, and it adds even references. So I'm interested in knowing when did Beckham request a meeting. So let me click on that one. So it brings up the email immediately in here, which is wonderful. And don't forget to take a look at the suggestions that Copilot shares as well. But if you're looking for something like find that file that has the AI proposal project for AI implementation, for instance, you don't need to use this box anymore because this box uses keyword search. So if you don't look for the same exact word, you will not find what you're looking for. But this is a semantic search. So let's send this one and let it look in our inbox. And it's this is a typical scenario. Yeah, you most often we forget who sent that email, or maybe what was the name of the document they shared, or what was the link on that email. I do that a lot. Yeah, I'll go looking for links shared by me. So it found several files. It came back with The pros and cons of AI, that's one file, yeah, and this one and this one. So it found a couple of things for me, yeah. So I can click on the reference as I told you earlier, and it will tell me whether it will open in a new window or here as an email. So that was finding something. But if you have a question, you can of course ask Copilot, like what are the benefits of daily meditation, whatever question that you have, just a generative AI, so it will answer that. So let's move on. Another scenario that I have this 30 emails where someone on email number 30 decided to loop me in asking for my opinion. So I have to go through the whole thread. No, I ain't got time for that. So I'm gonna click on Summary by Copilot. Once I click on Summary by Copilot, this happens sometimes. So if this happens, just insist a bit and it might work, because this could be either internet issue or a connectivity issue. Let me try it again. Copilot is insisting in not doing this. However, I always have a workaround for you. Don't worry. If this doesn't work, open up the email and then ask Copilot to summarize this email for you. Yeah. So let's say, let's just try it again. No, it doesn't want to do it. Okay. So let's go for summarize this email thread. So the initial email was by Ayman, and then the response from Kareem, yeah, and so on. So this was my initial email, yeah, and then a response by Kareem to the rest of it. Okay. So Copilot can give you a summary here or can give you a summary here when it decides to. But now I want to reply to everyone in this conversation, yeah? And I can just reply, or I can schedule a meeting for this reply and get everyone together, and then we finalize everything. Yeah, usually we spend between 5 to 10 to 30 minutes sometimes preparing for a meeting invite, checking everyone's schedule, going to schedule assistance. This one is busy here, this one is busy there, prepare the meeting agenda. But you know what? With Copilot, we're gonna do it in 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds. All we have to do is click on the email thread that you want to reply to, and then click on Schedule with Copilot. There we go. Once I click on Schedule with Copilot, hopefully it will work this time. Voila, there we go. I got the title of the meeting. I got the people on the thread to get invited. Copilot suggested a time for me. It attached the initial proposal email, yeah, and it prepared the agenda as well. And there you go. It summarized the previous conversation. So all I have to do now, if I like the time, I click on insert. I have my meeting agenda. I can even click at the body of the email. Yeah, for instance, I want to add something else. So I'm going to click on Copilot. Yeah, and ask Copilot to do something for me if I want to. If I'm ready, I just send it. Meeting scheduled. But if the aim is to reply to everyone, a regular reply, I'm going to click on reply all, where it will get me this interface that you know. I'm gonna reduce this part here, and you know what? I'm gonna click on Copilot. Now, the options you see here are suggested based on the context of the previous email. Yeah, so I can choose one of these and say, you know what? Thanks for support, or I can write what I want. So thanks for support. Copilot will show me, will write the email for me. There you go. Email is written. If I like it, I keep it. If I don't like it, I can change the tone. I can make it direct, casual, formal. Write a poem if you want to. Yeah. Do all the modifications or write a prompt to modify it. Then click on keep it. Another cool feature is coaching by Copilot. So click on coaching by Copilot. Copilot will look at my email and suggest for me enhancements to enhance the tone, the clarity, to be positive and all of that. See, tone suggestions, reader sentiment, and the clarity. If I like all suggestions, I click on apply all suggestions. I will get a preview of those suggestions, and then I can apply it immediately to my email and then shoot it to everyone. Replace, there we go. My email is ready to be sent. And in short, that was Copilot in Outlook. Any question before we switch?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, if you don't mind, you mentioned something at the beginning regarding using the classic Outlook. How can we get the capabilities of the new Copilot in the classic Outlook? Because I'm using the classic Outlook because some rules cannot be applied in the new Outlook. So is there a way to use all the capabilities of Copilot in the classic Outlook?
No. No, there is no way. You see, I'm gonna show you now. This is my classic Outlook, yeah?
Yes.
In some cases, Copilot appears here on the left. But that's Copilot chat. It's the same Copilot in Microsoft Teams, and that's about it. Copilot might not appear anywhere else on the classic. So you have to switch to the new Copilot to get the capabilities. And as I told you, you can actually have both of them on the machine. So if you want to use Copilot, you can use the new Outlook. And if you're comfortable with this one, or for inbox organization rules, you want to use the classic one, yeah, why not? Keep both of them on your machine. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, got it. Thanks. Thank you.
All right, now let's move to Copilot in Word. All right. All right, there we go. Word. Let's launch up Word. Let me switch my tenant to get a brighter one. Yep. So once you open Word, Copilot is right at the top of the page. You can't miss it. There we go. And this is where you write your prompt. Maybe I want to create a Word document titled Microsoft 365 Copilot Training Guide for Sales Team. And then I send that to Copilot. For a reason, Copilot is a little bit buggy today. So I'm just going to close everything and open everything again. Yeah, I got some Excel documents open. Let me get rid of that. Yes. Now I'm gonna pass my prompt again. So your prompt could be as vanilla as this one, or it could be more structured where you mention what you want exactly. Yeah, it should include cover page and table and whatever. And then whatever Copilot can create, it will create for you. So Microsoft 365 Copilot training guides for sales team, table of content. Here is the introduction, real world sales scenarios, and so on. So I got my data created as per my structure and my request. If I like this data, I'll click on keep it. If I don't like it, I can click on regenerate, and Copilot will regenerate another different version for me. Yep, it's regenerating another version. There we go. Okay, if I like this one, I keep it. If I don't like it, I could have generated another one. So I kept it. Why not? I like it, but I want to create I want to change a couple of things here. You see, what I can do is, let's say the introduction, for instance, maybe this paragraph, I want to modify it. So I'm gonna click on the Copilot icon after selecting the paragraph, and then from these options, I will choose write a prompt. So I'm gonna click on write a prompt, and then Copilot is asking me, what do you want to modify this paragraph? Well, maybe change the tone to suit a C-level executive in the sales team. Anything you want to modify. I'm just giving you an example here. There we go. So this could be changing the tone, changing the format. Do you want it in a bullet points? Do you want it more details and so on? So Copilot always keeps the original, and then it generates a new one under the original. So if you want to modify, borrow some text and so on. Yeah. And if you want to follow up, you always can click on this area here and write another prompt. So maybe elaborate more. Okay, yeah, why not? Send that to Copilot, so Copilot will modify the generated content, pulling things together. There we go, and so on. Elaborate it as I want it. And Copilot always keeps track of different versions that you create. So at any point of time, you can go back to a previous version to compare and borrow some text and so on. If you like one of them, click on choose it and then click on keep it. And then maybe you want to get rid of this one. So that's one way to modify content. Another way to modify content is maybe I want to take all of the agenda, yeah, from the introduction. I'm going to select from the introduction until the end of it, the frequently asked and resources and so on. And I will click on the Copilot icon, and this time I will choose visualize as a table. So it will keep the original content and then add a new table at the bottom of it. Yeah, visualizing the content as I requested. All right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is show you another capability. All right. What I'm doing is I want to show you how to bring data from Excel, like a graph or a table, and then ask Copilot to analyze this data. All right. So as the topic here talks about Copilot for sales team, what I did is I went to the Copilot app and I actually asked Copilot to generate a graph about Copilot usage in sales team. So it created this graph for me, yeah, because I want to borrow this graph to carry on my scenario. So what I can do is copy this one, this graph. And let's see if it will see it, because I'm testing this with you for the first time. I'm snipping it as a picture. Usually I get my graph from Excel and it works fine. But this one is a picture. And now I'm challenging Copilot to, by selecting this picture and then selecting everything here and then asking Copilot to do the comparison, right? It might not do it for me on a picture, because it doesn't want me to select it, but I still can carry on my demo using another approach, because usually you'd create those graphs in Excel, yeah. So I'm just gonna go to my Excel and borrow one of the graphs that I already have, and to see what I'm doing, going to Excel here, where I will show you later on how Copilot created all of those graphs for me. Yeah, I did not create them, Copilot did. And I'm gonna paste this content here, paste, yeah, and paste with Copilot, yeah, good. I'm supposed to be able to select it and then click on Copilot and write a prompt and ask Copilot to analyze this graph for me, and then generate. It would generate the analysis of the graph for me. That's one use that you can do. All right, you like it, you keep it. Your introduction, data trend, comparative analysis, key findings, all in that graph. Okay, but if you don't want this one because you have the actual data, so let me paste my data here and play with the layout a little bit. For a reason, my Word is not allowing me to click on layout. Yes, please, layout, and I want the orientation landscape. There we go. Okay, landscape, please. Yep, thank you so much. There you go. So what I can do now, I have data that I brought to Word because I want the analysis to happen in Word. So I'm going to select everything by pressing Control A, and for the Copilot icon to appear. And then again, I'm going to write a prompt and then ask to Copilot to analyze this data and show the trends or outliers, if you find any. Whatever. Analyze is wrong, but it will understand. All right, here is the analysis of the chai sales and online activities. I got my analysis. That's another way to create content using Copilot in Word. Just gonna close this one, and I'm gonna keep this one, which is the Microsoft 365 Copilot Training Guide for Sales Team, and I will save it in OneDrive for Business because I want to refer to it from another Copilot. So I'm gonna choose my OneDrive for Business. Under my Copilot demos, I'm just gonna pass this one here or save this one in here. Do you have any questions so far? Because we're not done with Word yet. All what we're doing now is to create and edit content. But then if this content was ready, like for instance, a proposal that you received or a couple of CVs and so on, attended a project that you received, and you want to understand the content and you don't have the luxury of time to go through every detail, you will click on the Copilot icon and then you will get the options here to dig deeper and have a conversation with the document now. For instance, maybe you want to summarize this document. Maybe you want to generate an image based on a certain description and then add this image to the document. So we've seen summarization before. Let's try generating an image. Generate an image of content related to this document. Let it decide what to generate. So it will generate the image for us, yeah? Or explain this document in 3 sections, or ask a specific question. So if this was a proposal, you can ask Copilot, what was the final figure? What is the technical implementation details? What are the phases of this project? And then it will, it's so buggy today. This should generate the image smoothly for us, but I think Microsoft is updating something. is causing us this. Now, or maybe you want to suggest an image from the stock images that Office has access to. You don't want generative AI to generate an image. Yeah, you can do all of this. And if you have a specific question, you can ask a question as well. Yeah. And if you want, you can add an image, by the way, and then ask Copilot to extract the text out of that image. That is doable as well. So these are all possibilities. If you want to know more of what Copilot can do in Word, you can click on Add, and then this will take you to the View Prompt Gallery. And this should pop up the prompt gallery where you can filter the prompts based on the task you want to achieve. What do you want? Ask a question? Well, you can write more confident. You can ask how do I do something. Yeah. You want to create? Yeah, why not? Ask Copilot to write, what did I choose? Create. Develop a financial plan. Yeah, why not? Shift scheduling. Draft a template for scheduling team members shift. Let's try this one. I'm gonna click on it. It will write the prompt and then I will send it to Copilot. You see? Now I have my content. So to show you how this looks like, just gonna go to the last part of this document here. Insert a new page. Yep. Okay. Now the generated content, I'm just gonna click on copy and paste it here. There you go. I got my shift. But if you want, you could have actually copied the prompt and run it on the body of Word to generate the content on the body of Word. So it's up to you. Now you know any question you ask on the Copilot pane, it will be answered on the Copilot pane. Anything you ask in Copilot Word body, it will draft the content here immediately. Right? Any question? Well, to answer this question, can the analysis be done with 100% accuracy? It's pretty accurate, but your prompt should be accurate as well, and you should have enough data. Yes, Kamal.
Yeah, hi. I also wanted to know if it can summarize multiple Word documents at the same time. Thank you.
Yes, it can. Yeah, yes, it can. And let me show you how to do it. Now, to summarize Word documents, let me just close this Word document in here. And I will switch to Teams because Teams is the Teams Copilot chat is the place for me to combine multiple things from different places. So I will go to let me switch tenants first. I'm gonna switch to this tenant and back to my Copilot. You can add on the prompt the multiple files that you want as long as you're under work. Yeah, I can say, for instance, summarize these documents and whatever you want later on, right? Like the details of what you want. And then I'm gonna add content and start adding multiple documents. Let's say A by Z, all right, this one. Let's say I'm adding another file, and that file would be Graphics Design Institute employee benefit. Why not? And then an Excel about the chai market trends, whatever. So I'm just sharing all of these, and Copilot will usually will do the analysis for me. This time it ran into problem. Click on try again, and ask it to try again. And here is the summary for every document I attached. Regardless, although they're in different formats, I've attached Word and I've attached Excel and so on. Yeah, this is a good scenario for when you have multiple CVs. For instance, let's say resume. So I have Alex resume and I have another resume. This could be
Hello,
Holly.
Mr. Ayman. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think we're having connection issues because the screen and the camera are frozen.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
good
if you
for,
can
thank
restore
you.
these, thank you. Hello, everybody. Please bear with us. Mr. Ayman is restoring his connection. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm back. I hope you can see me now and see my screen.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Microsoft Teams was a little bit buggy. I had to restart it. So the scenario I was talking about is that I'm attaching a couple of resumes. Yeah. So I've attached Alex resume, and I've attached Patty, and I've attached let's say Nestor in here, and so on. Yeah, so a couple of resumes, and I'm gonna ask Copilot, please compare the attached resumes with the job description attached as well, and choose the right candidate for this job. So I need to attach, this is compare. So I need to attach as well the job description. So I'm gonna choose the senior animation designer job description. Yeah, and this is my final prompt. I've attached certain resumes. The order is not really necessary. I can begin with the prompt first and then attach everything all together. And the ask is to compare and find me the right candidate. Yeah. So this could be a couple of proposals I received as well. So I need to attach my selection criteria, the initiative or the project description document. And then Copilot will help you choose the right vendor for that, or recommend for you. Yeah. So there we go. For this post, we have this is the job requirement. It understood it from the document I attached. And now the candidate comparison, the criteria based on experience. Well, Alex has 11, but obviously Nestor had 25, and so on. So it's giving me the criteria, and then the recommendation is to go with, because there is still here some elements. Yeah, no. So it says that all three are strong, but Bari stands out because of the following reasons. She has solid mix of leadership and technical and creative. So it didn't base its choice over only the experience, the number of years. It understood the requirement, and if it chosen a different person because of the skills of that person. So there is logic behind it, which I like. Let's check your question on the chat window. So where did we stop? All right, can an analysis, this is done. I can't see your screen. Thank you, Bola. How we can ensure content privacy? Good question, Shihab. Well, Copilot sees only what you can see. Copilot sees only the documents you have permissions to see. So if Copilot access the document that you're not supposed to access, that's a problem at the IT side, because there's oversharing on the organization and the IT did not really fix that part. But data privacy is yeah. Thank you for the link. Yeah, thank you for the link, Eric. Yeah, data privacy is the good thing about Copilot is that it follows your data privacy and security structure within the organization. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel just for Copilot. You have a structure in place, a governance framework in place, and the policies are applied. So Copilot follows that. I hope I answered your question. Thank you for the link again, Eric. Okay, what else? How can we ensure that this is done? Okay, thanks. Does the attached file has to be Word or PDF? Well, it can attach Word, PDF, and PowerPoint, all the Office documents. Yeah. So I'll share with you a link. All right. So what I'm doing, I was asking Copilot to fetch this information for me, because I brought the link in a previous webinar and I shared it with the team. So I'm asking Copilot again to get that data for me. Yeah. So let me quickly share this with you. Is there any other question? Yeah. So file types are basically, let me share this here. It doesn't want to show me the link. All right, I'll get the link from the web. Technology fails you when you need it the most. File types supported by Copilot. I'm sharing the link. Yeah. And these are the documents. These are the type of images, the type of text that you can upload during the prompt. Yeah. So you have the link now, and that's the answer. All right. So we're done with the scenario where we combine documents and then ask Copilot to review them, compare them, and so on. So this could be for auditing reason, yeah, for revision, whether we want to check whether we're compliant with certain standards framework that we have, policies, and so on. So we can use Copilot in Teams to do so. So we've created a document
آمی 5 و
about
20.
sorry. Okay. So we've created this outline for Copilot training for sales, and now maybe we want to create to leverage this outline to create a PowerPoint presentation. So I will go to PowerPoint. At the top of the slide, there is create presentation. So I'll click on create a presentation, and then I will ask Copilot to generate a presentation about, and then I will reference the file that I just created, which is the training guide for sales team. Yeah, and create the content of the training based on the outlines on the document attached. Yeah, and then send that to Copilot. And then the good thing about Copilot on this interface is that it agrees with you on the outline first. It goes like, okay, the slides will follow this, yeah, introduction, and then real world scenarios, and so on, yeah. Of course, you need to craft a very good prompt for you to get the result that you want. This allows you to play a little bit with the order, yeah, of the outlines. Maybe you want to and report and so on. Maybe I want to add a topic here about introduction to Gen AI in the first place. So I will type that to Copilot and then hit send. If I have a document, I can leverage that document, but I don't want, so I'm just going to send it to Copilot now. So Copilot will add that topic, insert it right here, and I want to modify this and add it to the top. Now I'm satisfied with this one. I'll click on generate slides in order to generate my slides. So I'm going to click on generate slides. Now Copilot will create the content, images, animation, presenter notes, yeah, and so on. So let's take a look at what Eric mentioned here. Yeah, 100%. Yes, that's why we always say, always verify. Thank you, Eric. Yes, you're the custodian and master of your final product. What Copilot does is writing the first draft for you. So don't depend on it 100%. Use it to produce your final product. Please read what Eric here mentioned. Very well said. All right, so I got the presentation content. All right, for a reason, for this particular one, I decided not to add any images. Yeah, but it usually does. So we have the overview, we have the content, and it's animated. And the good thing is that for every slide, it actually adds presenter notes to help you in what to say in every slide and so on. But if this was an existing presentation, maybe you went to a meeting and then someone proposed a new project for you. After the meeting, they shared the document with you. Now you want to dig deeper and understand this project, or it's an end of year analysis report, whatever. You can click on the Copilot icon, and as we did in Word, now you can interact with the Copilot. And by the way, this was generated by Copilot, this presentation you see in front of you. So you can ask Copilot to summarize the presentation, or maybe you want to create a presentation, or summarize action items from this presentation, or add an agenda slide, add presenter notes to every slide, add a new slide, ask a particular question. Yeah. What are the expected outcomes of the promotion plan and strategy for my Mystic Spice Premium Chai Tea? That's a question that I ask to Copilot, and then I get my answer from the document I have in hand. If this is a project, you go like, what are the risks associated with this project? And then it goes like, okay, these are the risks. Share with me the mitigation strategies for this risk, and then it will tell me these are the mitigation actions that you need to do. And as we did earlier in Word, you can click here and add an image to extract the text or view the prompt gallery. And that's what will expose you more to different capabilities of Copilot, from adding a slide to extracting key information, yeah, adding speaker notes, changing the tone, adding stock images, and so on. I'll leave this to you to explore. So one more thing you can do is that once the content is generated, you can click on the Copilot here to auto rewrite it. Or maybe you want to click here to make it condense because this is a presentation. Or maybe you want it to look more professional. Or you can write a prompt and say on slide number 5, change the tone and so on. So, do you have any question about PowerPoint? Because this is a summary of what Copilot can do in PowerPoint. Any question? All right. Now, let's move to my dummy data here, where I'm gonna delete all of these because they were all Copilot generated, and I can do that again.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one question. On the Copilot for PowerPoint, like I am presenting for my, I want to use different graphs. I want to use different images and all that. So I have to add all these in the chat with the Copilot, right?
Yes, you can ask Copilot to generate an image or add a stock image.
Oh.
Yeah, so add a stock image, it means it will bring the images from the stock market. Yeah, the stock images, these images. But if you ask generate an image, then it's a Gen AI image generated now.
Okay, thank you.
And if you want cool images, well, I advise that you go to office.com or download the Microsoft 365 application, where on the Microsoft 365 Copilot application, you can click on the create, and now you have a whole new create experience here, yeah? So you can click on an image to see the prompt that generated that image, and then you can modify it. You can change the season, yeah? I'm gonna keep it the season from snowing, yeah, to summer, right, based on whatever, and then I'm gonna based on this image and then send create, and then that will create the image for you. So you can spend some time creating and editing using this experience. All right. So to save time, I'm gonna keep this, let this be created on the side, and I will go back to Excel. Once it's created, I'll show it to you. All right. Any other question? Let's check the chat. You're welcome. All right. Now, in Excel, like all the other applications, there is a Copilot icon. But the thing that you need to pay attention to is if you have your data looks something like this, Copilot might not understand your data. So what you need to do is, first of all, you need to format this data as a table, and then choose any format that you want, yeah? Because this will create a table name range for you, and then Copilot will understand better. Even though, you see, I'll click on Copilot and it might not work. You know why? Because it's an offline document. I did not save it to OneDrive for Business. So Copilot is telling me, hey, you might need to turn autosave on. That means save it to OneDrive or SharePoint, then I can work on it. So this document is saved in OneDrive. Auto save is turned on. So I can click on Copilot now, and Copilot will tell me. You see, I can create formulas, I can and help you understand and so on. So if you click on create formula, what Copilot will do is actually suggest a formula column. It will look at my data and it will see if it's missing something that can actually help or modify the data better. It will suggest that. For our scenario now, it noticed that we have some extra spaces. So it goes like, how about a trim function to trim the additional spaces? Yeah. If I like it, I can insert it. If I don't like it, I'll just ignore it. If I want something else, I'll click again on create formula column, and then it will suggest something new. While it's thinking, let me show you the image it created. This what was created based on the snowing image that we got, and so on. And then of course you have editing experience here to remove some objects, remove the background, yeah, blur certain areas, and a lot of editing experiences that you can try in here. Back to Copilot suggestions. So let me enlarge this a bit so I can zoom in. So it goes like, okay, how about profit? You don't have a column profit, yeah? So this is how the profit will be calculated. This is a sample of the profit data that it will add. And when you hover here, it shows you where it will add this column. If you like it, you click on insert and it's inserted. You want something else, then you can insert. If you want, you can type or select show data insights, because if your aim is to analyze the data, then you need data insights. So Copilot will analyze your data and then it will come up with insights one at a time. So the first insight is about revenue by launch date. As it mentions here, if you like it, you click on add to a new sheet, and then there we go. It shows the pivot table and the pivot chart for that particular analysis or insights. I'll click on back to data to take me to my original data, because maybe I want another insight. Yeah, there we go, another insight. Or you know what? I'm not gonna explore insights one by one. I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna click on add all insights to grid. So click on add all insights to grid, or type it in the prompt. This will create a quick dashboard of Copilot insights, Copilot analysis. This might work with you. Yeah, but maybe you have a different report that you want to write. You want to analyze certain things on this data. So you don't want Copilot analysis, you want your analysis. In that scenario, I prefer that you write a specific prompt for what you want. And then Copilot will generate the graph and visualize the data that you want. But if it's a whole report that you want to generate and it has some complicated correlations and heat map and so on, then you click on advanced analysis. That's what I recommend. Because in advanced analysis, once you start advanced analysis session, Copilot now will get your data to understand it and then wait for your question. And Copilot will use Python code. It will write a Python code to leverage Python statistic algorithms and so on to answer your question. So if your question was analyzing the relationship between budget and revenue, like what I did here, yeah, and again, you can type it or choose one of the existing ones, then Copilot will reply to you with the answer right on the left in here. All right, and then waiting for another question from your end, you ask another question, and then Copilot will reply here as well. Yeah, whether that was a table or a graph, yeah, based on your question, the reply will be added here. You see, you're building your report the way you want now. Yeah, so every time you ask a new question again, it will answer in here. And this is Excel, which means you can click here, you can drag it, you can move it, you can you can color it and whatever you want. Yeah. Now this one got a Python error while creating it, so maybe you want to try it again, or it will try to do it again unless it gets it or it throws the error back. So that's the advanced analysis session. If you want, you can try again. If you don't want, you can ask for a specific question on the prompting area. Once you're done, you have to stop the advanced analysis session, and now you have your report ready. But if your aim was to format and sort and conditional formatting and so on, this is the easiest thing that Copilot can do. Applying color formatting, asking questions, yeah, to Copilot to create a table for my recent or whatever. So this is easy for Copilot to do. And you know by now that in every application we have a prompt gallery. So you click on the prompt gallery to know more about the different capabilities of Copilot on Excel. Yeah, you see, 2 hours will not be enough for me to show you everything, but this is a good start for you. Yeah, it's a good jumping start for you. Yeah, and again, you can filter it by task or job role and explore more. Any questions? Any question? All right. So let's see, our last application is whiteboard. Because sometimes maybe you want to visualize a process and explain it to the team or tell the management what the team did and whatever the scenario. So you go to whiteboard and instead of building the process, you can click on Copilot because Copilot is offering to some suggestions here. So you write the prompt of what you want Copilot to visualize actually. I'm gonna stick with the default suggestion by Copilot here. Suggest ways to optimize my website for organic search without using social media. So that's what I want from Copilot. I'm going to send this to Copilot. Now, Copilot will work on what are the activities that could be included on that process you requested. So it came back with 6 activities. You see, improve site speed, update content regularly, and so on. But you know what? I want more activities. I want to make it a little bit harder for the team. I'll click on generate more, and then it will generate more. Every time I click on generate more, if it can, it will generate more. Yeah. And then once you're satisfied, you can, of course, you can delete some of them, yeah, and so on. You can edit the initial prompt and modify the result, or just click on insert to insert everything to the slide or to the whiteboard. But this is not organized, so you need to categorize it. That's why you will click on categorize. Once you click on categorize, Copilot will color code it and put it in different phases for you. There you go. We got content strategy, we got technical optimization, and then user experience, where you will go like enhancing the user experience and the different activities within that category. And same goes for the last category. I like it. If you don't, regenerate. If you like it, you keep it. But what I want to do next is explain this to the team. So I'm gonna right click and summarize. By choosing summarize, Copilot will look at the activities it generated and then try to describe those phases and those different activities for a quick summary that you can share with your team. So this is the content summarization. Yeah. 18 ideas generated, main theme of whatever content creation. These are the different phases, and a link to the actual OneNote. This is a Microsoft Loop component that you can share immediately with your team. That's another way to use Copilot. As I told you, time is not enough for us to go through everything, but you can explore now. But and you know now what is Copilot basically can do depends on the application. Yeah. So maybe you want to go to all Microsoft 365 applications and try Copilot in all of them, because Copilot actually exists in let's say 95% of all of those applications. Last time I checked, it was not there on Visio, but it's there in most of the other applications as well. Yeah. So for instance, in OneDrive, I don't see my OneDrive. Okay, in OneDrive, if right, it opens in the application. Yeah, you see, I have my let's say cybersecurity job orientation and career advisor, right? So this document here, I want to summarize it. I don't have to open the document. I can click on the Copilot icon next to the document, and then Copilot will either maybe I want to ask a question or create an FAQ from this topic, or just summarize the topic. So I'm going to click on summarize the topic just to demo this part. So it will access the document for me, generate a summary, and now I would know what is this document about, or maybe I need the summary for somewhere else, and so on. We have a question here, and I can download them from the last link, right? Which link, Reem? If you want to access all of your Microsoft 365 applications, then you need to go to either office.com, that's the old URL, or m365.cloud.microsoft. Then this will allow you to access all of your Microsoft 365 applications, where Copilot is in most of them. There you go. So we have the summary. Now, if I want to ask a question, I can click on ask a question. Copilot will open here right on my OneDrive. And now I'm having a conversation with all of my OneDrive documents. So, yeah. Any question? No question? All right. So we've reached the end of our webinar today. We want to share with you a digital badge and a certificate, yeah, for you to use and to redeem. And we would love to hear from you your valuable feedback on our session. How did we do and what to enhance? So I've shared on the chat window the feedback form that you need to fill. All right, so here is the feedback form, and then your achievement code, yeah, for a digital certificate. That's a certificate from Microsoft that proves that you have attended this training session as well. When you click on the link, let me explain. When you click on the certification redemption code, it will take you to Microsoft Learn. All right. So on Microsoft Learn, if it's your first time, you will be requested to sign in and then create a profile, and then you will redeem the code. If for any reason you couldn't redeem the code, I've added here the steps you need to redeem the code, which will begin by signing in to Microsoft Learn, yeah, and then accessing your profile, and then follow the steps, and then you will use this code in order to redeem your certification. I believe quality never comes by accident. Quality is never an accident, yeah? So you need to proceed learning even after the training. If you have any question at the end of the training or after the training, I mean, let's take the conversation online. Feel free to connect with me through my LinkedIn account, yeah, or my YouTube channel. And I have a newsletter on LinkedIn. You can subscribe as well. If you want to know more about our upcoming webinars and what we do at Technology, well, I'd like you to follow Technology on social media. Yeah, so that's the link for Technology. And this is the link for the upcoming webinars to register for. Thank you all for joining this session. Please fill the form, the feedback form, and redeem your certificate. You have a question? How it will help in research field and writing an article? Well, that's the right question, Senor, because what we there are some areas that I skipped because we discussed in a previous webinar and it consumed the whole webinar. But if you download the new experience of Copilot, yeah, there is a researcher and there is an analyst for analyzing statistical analysis and graphs and visualizations and so on. And both of them, they use reasoning model and deep search model, yeah, which will get you better results. I will leave that to you to try, but I will show you some of what I did and how it works, yeah. So for instance, request for update, train arrival time calculation. Yeah, why not? So when you ask a question to a reasoning model like researcher, yeah, it will come back to you with a couple of questions to make sure that it understands your request better. So it goes like, my question was, if a train leaves at 3 p.m., yeah, and travels 60 km for 2 hours, what time does it arrive? And explain your reasoning, and then it goes like, okay, wait, hold up. Let me try to understand first. Are you looking for detailed explanation of the calculation process? Do you need any specific format? So you have to answer those questions. I did not. I went like, okay, go ahead. So here, while it's working, it will share with me its process, what process it follows, yeah, what website it accessed, start searching, it's considering ATA formula and so on. So it exposed to me all its logic and reasoning before showing me the final result. And that's what will help in research to answer your question. You're welcome, Vesela. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you for the good words. Thank you, Khulud. Thank you for joining the session, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my flight and hope to see you in future webinars as well. Have a good one. Ciao. Cheers. Bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.